What's up, guys, and welcome back to another podcast style episode on my channel. Before we get into this video, please be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on that notification bell. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing why is Gen Z so sad, and is mental health becoming a trend? This topic can be a bit controversial, but I of course want to make sure that anyone that is suffering from any mental health illnesses or feels as if they need help, I will be linking sources down below for you guys to check that out. Always be hoping to get help and always be okay that you're not okay. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So I want to start off with kind of explaining why I believe Gen Z is so sad, and then getting into the whole, is mental health a trend, or lack thereof, should I say. So my main reasoning on why I believe Gen Z is so sad is because of social media. Social media was known to be an outlet for many people, but it has become something else. As y'all know, once upon a time when Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and all these things were out, it was more so for friends, but now it's for the world to see, and everybody just wants to be someone that they're not. And that leads to a lot of us comparing ourselves to other people. And when we can't look like those other people, we begin to use things like filters, numerous body modification apps, using different angles to change the way our body appears in real life, and so much more. We are also constantly on our phones, computers, tablets throughout the day. And with COVID, that increased because people were working from home, and many students, people in that main age group, Gen Z, we were on online classes. So we were constantly on the phone or on the computer. And if we're being real, while you guys were on those online classes, you guys probably were not paying full attention. You guys are probably scrolling on TikTok, scrolling through social media, Instagram, whichever. So all of that equates to less socialization and more intertwined with this facade of a world called the internet. And all of this can contribute to numerous mental health issues like depression, body dysmorphia, anorexia, bulimia, anxiety, ADD, ADHD, basically any form of mental health issues. So one thing I genuinely love and really appreciate about our generation is that we are very open to getting help. Gen Z is the generation that has been most aware of their mental health and actively seeking to get help. Things like therapy, mental health illness, trauma, and other isn't as taboo of a topic as it once was for our older generations, like our parents, our grandparents, so on and so forth. Things like meditation, therapy, journaling, talking out your issues is actually now encouraged. And even what I love so much is we're starting to learn healthy parenting habits for when we all have children, because of all the trauma that a lot of Gen Zers and even millennials went through when they were kids, because mental health was not a topic that was encouraged to discuss and to understand and believe your children when they say they're not okay. So, however, the openness and acceptance of mental health illness has led people to self-diagnose themselves or over-exaggerate their situation. And I'm using the word over-exaggerate very loosely because I know this is not for everyone, but this is for extreme cases.
I am so sick of this self-diagnosing drama. Like, if you have done extensive research on a condition and your symptoms line up and you think there's a very good chance you have it, I don't see the big deal with saying, I most likely have this. Like, I'm probably on the spectrum, but it's hard for women to get diagnosed and it's hard for adults to get diagnosed. But I line up with all the symptoms. That being said, you guys will be in the comments on those super harmful mental health TikToks that are like, if you do this, you have ADHD, so quirky, so fun. And someone will be like, stop self-diagnosing. And you'll bring up classism? Ma'am, I don't care if you have $100 or $1 million. If you diagnosed yourself off of a TikTok, stop it.
If you guys are on platforms like TikTok, you may see on a regular basis people constantly discussing mental health, saying how they're so sad, making jokes about it. And it seems as if people are now just starting to use mental health to explain their bad character traits or to get social media likes. Of course, it is not all, but this is a lot that I have been seeing personally. Just people kind of using the word mental health or using these self-remedies to cure yourself or mislabeling certain mental health disorders. For instance, you guys may have seen some TikToks where people will be like, oh, if you can listen to all these sounds at once, that means that you don't have ADHD. Or if you do, you have ADHD. Things like that I feel are very loosely labeled, and I feel like it's very irresponsible to use mental health as a trend. And it definitely is a positive topic for positive attributes, but there's also a lot of negativity that comes with it as well. So I'm going to get into the mental health trending on social media. In ties to this, a lot of Gen Zers speak very openly about their mental health and trauma. which I do believe is good because it does normalize that we do not always have to be okay. But it can seem that some people do it for attention, posting really dark, traumatic videos just to go viral. People may be even exaggerating their stories to seem more relatable, which I feel does more harm than good.
Just want to take a mental stock of like how we're doing. How many times have I gone to work in the past month? Twice. How many times have I made myself throw up because of the stress and being miserable? 0. So I mean, I'm doing pretty okay.
So for instance, I don't know if you guys have seen TikToks or people are doing story times or may put a sound in the background or dancing in the video and are like, oh, my dad did this to me when I was a kid, or I was abused all my life. Like things like that I feel like just are not okay. And although I know that some people have different coping mechanisms, I do feel a lot of the time it's because people are doing this for social media attention. And if that is some way for you to rebel from what you're really going through, I completely understand, but I feel like there's a more effective way to do so, like going to therapy and just not posting about it, maybe posting in a more clean way. And that's going to lead to like my next point. I feel like people don't even post warnings before sharing their stories. Stories about SA, if y'all know what that means. RAPE, things like that. They're not posting warnings and telling people, hey, I'm about to speak about this topic, because you don't know what can truly affect someone or who's really struggling with mental health at that point. So in regard to mental health and just exploiting it on social media, I don't think that's okay. I think that what we should instead do, what Gen Zers should instead do, is maybe post, I guess, something that is relatable that you went through without using such harsh terminologies or harsh words, which I think TikTok does a very good job at, like kind of prohibiting those words from entering onto the platform. Or just sharing information about how you healed yourself. Different places to get therapy, different remedies like journaling, just healthier ways, yoga, working out, whichever works for somebody. What works for you may not work for the next. And I just want to conclude with saying that I feel like a lot of the times it's now also seen as bragging if you are healthy mentally. It is as if people are expected to have some form of mental illness because it's spoken about so much on social media.
I'm saying this in the most self-confident and not conceding way. Having self-confidence on this app is a scary thing to have, so I'm just clearing that up.
So if you say, hey, I'm mentally okay, or I don't go through that stuff, or I didn't have a traumatic childhood, people either A, think you're lying, or B, think that you're bragging or trying to seem like you're better than, which I think is so not okay. It is okay to be okay, and it is okay to not be okay. And I think we need to normalize that as well. Not everyone goes through a lot of trauma. Not everyone goes through mental health issues. Speaking from myself, I do not have a traumatic childhood. My childhood was amazing. I have 2 very emotionally healthy parents that made it their goal for us to be open to speaking to them, and made it their goal to make sure that we always had a safe space. And I genuinely appreciate them for that. And that's not me bragging. That's just me having a mentally healthy childhood. And I want to put that onto my children and even apply more things that I have learned through social media, or I have learned from just my experience of growing up. So I think that we need to stop scolding people for being mentally okay. It's okay to be mentally okay. So that is the end of this video, guys. And as y'all know, I always talk about social media and just how it can really drain you, and it's okay to unplug sometimes. It's okay to not compare yourself. Always remember you're in your own lane. Don't listen to what other people say about you. They think that you're not as cute as you think you are. Don't let anyone make you feel less than. Feel like you are the top chick, the top man. Always feel like you are an amazing individual. And if you are struggling with mental health issues, make sure that you guys use your phones for healthy reasons. Know that you guys can search therapy. There's hotlines, so many different things. I'm going to link them all down below so you guys have that outlet that you guys can go look at if you don't know how to look on your own. I will have it linked down below, so definitely check it out. Please share your opinions and thoughts in the comments, but be respectful. I love and I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.